In today's class, we're really going to focus on letting the belly release and relax. So even right here, while you're swinging your arms, getting a little movement in the hips, just focus on letting the tension go around the hips, the belly, the back, around the glutes. We often clench the glutes. We're either clenching the glutes or we're clenching the belly, or both. Try to take big, full breaths in, okay? First, just try with your nose, or through your nose and out through the mouth. And every exhale, just coming more and more aware how your body is feeling from that space between your eyes, down into the jaw, the neck. Relax the shoulders. Allow the hips to move freely. Feel the belly expand on your big inhales. Even a little bend and hop in the knees. And practicing that breath where the breath comes in and expands your lungs, or expands the rib cage, giving the room for the lungs to expand. Perhaps even coming up in your tippy toes now and coming down, pressing into the big toe mounds. Big inhale first, exhale, inhale, exhale, coming up on the toes. Woo! Trying to keep your eyes closed, coming up on your toes, quite a challenge. I want you to put in the chat, everybody, or anybody at all, if you find the music too much. I'll turn it down. Just gonna go back into a gentle swing from side to side, put a smile on your face. I'm opening my feet a little wider and I'm just going into like a figure 8 with my hips, but very gentle. You're not clenching anywhere. You're trying to move with ease today. So just a gentle swing of the hips either side to side. I'm kind of doing like a little figure 8 with the hips. Not trying to push beyond any boundary, just enjoying the movement. And now we're going to extend the arm across the body and up around, and we're going to twist in thoracic spine, bringing the arm around, coming back. So reaching, not bringing the shoulder up to the ear, just reaching forward in front of you on a diagonal. So you have a little bit of twist going on only in the thoracic spine, so only in the ribs. Keeping your head aligned with the rest of your body, reach and bring that circle around. Now you're twisting around to the other side and arm is extending behind you. But remember to move with the breath, so inhale up, exhale, back around. Don't clench the belly, don't clench the bum. A little bit more weight in the heels and just coming in a gentle circles. Inhale up, move with your own breath, exhale down, really stretching the arm back when you come back, and we'll do one more on this side. We're gonna go over to the other side, so we're taking the arm and we're bringing it diagonal across, and at the same time we're bringing a little bit of rotation. The weight is equal on both feet. Come back externally. I'm externally rotating the arm, bringing it and reaching it back behind me. And again, continue with that. Inhale up, twist. Oh, reaching the arm back. So really focus on this moving from a place of ease, okay? We're not clenching here. We're not reaching the arm up and holding our breath or clenching in the belly. So trying to move with ease, breathe with ease. A couple more of these. One more. So again, today we're working on opening the shoulders a little bit more. And although today we're relaxing the belly, it's a form of core stability because we cannot add stability onto tension. So I want you to get used to relaxing the belly, and later on we're going to be doing some stuff where you're going to be letting the belly engage. You want your muscles to respond to movement, okay? So if I'm going to use my abs, I want my abs to respond to the movement that I'm doing functionally. So instead of a lot of times before we do anything, and a lot of times we're in this all the time where we're just constantly clenching without even noticing it, okay? So really be aware of that today. The next thing we're going to do is just bring the shoulders up to the ears. Again, inhale up and exhale down. Inhale up again. So not clenching the jaw. Keep the chin tucked in. Remember, go back to that easy stacked posture. So like pushing down through your feet, taking the weight of your pelvis, putting it back into your heels, rolling the shoulders up now, squeezing the shoulder blades together and down. Again, bringing the shoulder blades wide, bringing the shoulders up towards the ears and down. But not a squeezing, so we're not coming up and like clenching, okay? We're just nice, easy movements in the shoulder blades. So move with your breath. Inhale up, exhale down. Now in the other direction. So the shoulder blades are coming together in the back. Then we're bringing the shoulders up towards our ears and down. So clenching or not clench, do not clench. Bringing the shoulder blades together in the back. Come up to the ears and around. One more of those. Shake it out. So I want you to bring the arms out to your sides, palms facing up. Bring our feet back underneath our hips. Let's get the weight evenly distributed on the feet. Expand those toes. Push out of the heels, standing nice and straight. Tuck the chin, expand from the chest. Ribs are down, there's no big arch in the lower back. And just extending the arms out to your sides. Shoulder blades are flat against your back, so not squeezed together, just resting on your back. Reaching the arms out again. And now we're just going to do a simple side. So as I come down to the left, I'm making sure not all my weight comes into my left foot. I'm still keeping some weight in my right foot, evenly distributed. Make sure your neck is nice and relaxed. So we're just doing this side stretch. Simple as that. Coming down to the other side. And thinking about your obliques, okay? Pulling you back up. So those side abdominals, letting you come down nice and controlled. No tension. Your arms, is this too much for your arms? You can bring them down. Bring them onto your hips. And really thinking about the stretch happening between the hips and the bottom of the ribs, okay? And then again, we'll do this side. So bring your weight evenly over both feet. I'm just getting this nice side stretch. And come back. Go right into our internal and external rotations of our arms now. So my arms are wide. I'm beginning with the palms face up to the ceiling, and you feel how your shoulders have just naturally externally rotated in the sockets, okay? So now we want to internally rotate those shoulders. And be careful, I mean, if you are moving and getting quite a big amount of movement like this. I mean, just understand that most of that's coming from your forearms, your wrists, and it's okay, but really try to initiate the movement from the shoulders. So moving the arms in closer. Check back in, okay, to any place where you may be holding intention again, because more than likely you are somewhere. That space between your eyes. So now I'm just opening the arms wider. I'm just working in different planes, probably bringing the arms down a little lower this time. Relaxing the chest, the belly, the glutes. Bringing the arms a little bit behind me and continuing the internal, external rotation. Bringing the arms up. Putting all the energy into the shoulder blades, or the shoulders, sorry, or the arm of your bone, your bone of your arm, the humerus, moving in that shoulder socket. So winding the arms and coming back down to your sides. Let's just do a couple wrist rolls. Don't clench. Again, release all or any tension. Around the belly, let the belly hang out. That's what you're trying to do today. You're trying to not always notice if you're holding and clenching in the belly and let the muscles release. And if you go for a walk today or anytime you go for a walk this week, be mindful of that when you walk as well, because we really want our hips and our abdomen to be able to, like I say, respond to movement, okay? So coming up now, just to the top of your mat. We didn't do any neck today, so I'm just going to do a little tiny bit. We're going to do some circles with the nose. So think about a clock in front of your face, and when you're going around the clock, you're going around your nose. So there's not a number up here, so you're not arching your neck back. You're just imagining your nose going around the numbers of the clock, okay? So come back to your standing, tall, comfortable position, and drop the head, drop the chin to the chest. And we'll start by going around the clock. One way. Let the belly out. Do not lock anywhere. So there's a nice gentle bend in the knees. Your knees are not locked out. The shoulders are relaxed down by their sides. And you're letting your belly just release. Come around now in counterclockwise direction. And just one more circle there. And come up to neutral, and then just simply look over the left shoulder, look over the right, a little tick-tock with the head, ear down to the left shoulder, and right ear down to right shoulder. Come up, big breath, and come to the top of your mat. So we are grounding down to the feet, spread the toes, grounding down, feel the toe mounds pressing into the earth. Take the weight of your belly and your pelvis and put it over the heels. Roll and relax your shoulders down by the sides. Tuck the chin. Take a breath here. Notice how you feel. Do you feel stacked and strong? Do you feel like there's some weakness somewhere where you're tending to push the pelvis out or push the knees back? feel strong and stable here? Are you clenching anywhere? Let that go. Now we're going to put all of our weight into the left foot, pushing down a little bit through the heel, bum going a little back as you lift the right knee. Try to hold it there. Make sure the hip is not coming out to the side. So we're bringing the knee up without really raising the pelvis up. So just lifting the knee. And you're going to step back into a high lunge. So you're stepping back, slow and in control. And you see like I'm on a pair of skis, both feet. Whoa! So, okay. Oh, the wall of unique balance. My balance is really off today. Okay, so we're in this high lunge. First thing, plug in. So this big femur bone, plug that into the hip, makes the other hip come forward. We feel really strong and stable around the hips now. Extend through the chest, so not extending up this way, keeping that nice natural arch in your lower back. My balance spot. Extend from the chest. And honestly, if you need a wall for this to hold or a chair, please go ahead. Because we're going to do this where we're taking the heel. So I'm up on my toes on my right leg, my back leg. And I'm just going to press the heel down towards the floor and come up. So press the heel down towards the floor and come up. Again, push the heel down. Take a break whenever you need it. Because remember, today we're working, everything we're doing, we're trying to do without tension. We're trying to move in ease, okay? So as soon as this starts to get where you're like, oh, you're clenching everywhere because it's a little bit too much for you today, that's when you stand up, take a break, and then come back to it. Focus in, try to move with your breath. So nice and slow. So very simple movement. There's not a lot going on. There's not a lot of movement here on my back leg, but I'm really getting a nice stretch through the hip flexors, and even my calves are getting a great workout. Okay, we're going to come off this leg. So we're going to push off this leg. And when we push off, we're trying to keep this knee over our ankle pretty much, okay? So we're going to just jump up like this, hold yourself on that leg, and come back down. Push off again, hold on this leg, and come back. Okay, so we're pushing off. So this is like a warrior 3 prep. Pushing off, and coming back down into that high lunge, and then push off again. Woo. So really working this front leg, you feel the hip, a lot of work in the hip, a lot of work going on in that ankle too, to steady us as we come up. And you can come up like with just like the straight back, or you can try to come up and hinging at the hips into more of a warrior 3 position. Come back, hinging, and more of that warrior 3. Don't worry about coming all the way flat. To me, this is much better. Remember, keep the belly loose when you're doing this. It's going to want to clench, guaranteed, but don't clench it. One more. Ooh, try to stay there, balance. The bump, weight is going in the back. My knee is not coming way over the ankle, okay? Ooh, and come back. Ooh, shake that out. Standing here for a moment, coming back to our breath. Notice the difference in both legs now. Tuck the chin, stack yourself so you can get an efficient breath. Ribs expanding on the inhale. Okay. Coming up to the top of our mat again, and we're gonna come on to the other side. So this time, we're putting the weight into the left foot, not allowing the hip to come out, okay? So bring the hip in, feel like you're pushing down, big elf feet, toes wide. You want, as the other foot comes up, you kind of want to make sure that there's a bit more weight going back, okay? I don't know if I explained that well. Okay, so you're just holding the leg up here, relax everything. You're still pushing out of here, but you're not tensing anything to push. You're just naturally pushing out, pushing up out of that leg. Woo. Holding, and now stepping back, slow and in control. So whatever that means for you, okay? It's gonna be different for all of us. So as I'm stepping back, I'm kind of like hinging from the hips a little, and then stepping back, okay? So get situated, get that femur plugged in, the two hips, ASIS is pointing forward, and you should feel, when you plug in, you should feel very stable in the hips, so I like to give a little bounce, feeling nice and stable there. So heel is up, there's a bend in the back knee, the front knee is over the ankle. Okay, so we're going into this little movement of putting the the heel down towards the floor, the back foot. So a very small movement. I'm only moving like a couple of inches, maybe 2 or 3 inches. So straightening the knee. It's almost like you're reaching the back of the thigh up to the ceiling. And what you should be feeling is a nice stretch in the front of the hip, so the hip flexors, but also you may be feeling a nice rotation going on in your hip as well. So like the femur, the head of the femur kind of rotating back and forth in the hip. So beautiful hip mobility here. Relax everything, relax the belly, the jaw, the shoulders. Move with ease. We're not going to get anywhere if we move through tension. So now we're going to push off that back leg, come into our warrior 3. So pushing off, keeping the front hip in, nice and strong, and coming up into like an airplane, warrior 3, whatever you want to call it. So notice what's going on with the front of your body. You want to keep that nice and straight. Anything that's coming forward should be the hinge in the hips. Sometimes I watch these videos after and I'm like, oh, I should have, yeah, I noticed like things that I do as well, especially with my shoulders. And so we're just pushing off that leg, keeping the hip in. And I'm not arching the lower back. And I'm keeping everything relaxed. So sometimes you might have to stop, pause, come back to the breath, come back to releasing the tension, push off, whoo. Come back, and you don't have to do this as many times as I am, as many times as what's right for you, okay? So if you're starting to tense anywhere because it's getting too difficult, or if you're getting any pain in your ankles, take a break. Or maybe not do, or that may be your limit. So still pushing off here. Woo. One more time, see if you can hold it. Pushing the weight more back into your heels. Woo. I started to roll in my back, you see? Oh, and come back, whoa. And I'm just going to bring this foot back, my back foot forward. Stand there for a minute, give your hips a little shake, and notice now how your hips and your legs feel. They should feel nice and strong. Release your belly, take a breath in, tuck the chin a little, slight bend in the knees. Big breath in, big breath out. Just gonna do a few rhomboid, stand-up rhomboid push-ups. So taking your hands, palms facing one another. And all you're doing is letting your shoulder blades push your arms forward and the shoulder blades to pull the arms back. So I'm not moving the arm like this. My arms are extended. My shoulder blades are nice and wide because I'm pulling, almost pulling the shoulder blades apart, reaching both arms forward. Come back. Sometimes I lose my breath when I'm talking and I'm doing the movement, so I have to come back to my breath. Inhale, reach. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, reach. Exhale, squeeze. Don't squeeze your face or your butt or your belly. Bringing awareness to the shoulder blades, pulling your arms back. Reaching the arms forward and moving with the breath. Breathe in to reach. Exhale for the blades to come together. Relax the belly. Relax it right out. Continue with these. You can move around. I like to walk around sometimes. Doing these, or even like a gentle side to side. Oh, really strengthening that space between the shoulder blades that helps to hold our shoulders back. So great, great, great for if you're sitting at the desk a lot, to take a break and to do these. We'll do one more. And then shake those arms out. Bring the hands up and shake. Shake, shake, shake. Bring them down, bring them wide. Bring them forward, bring them down, wide again, lower. Take the arms now behind you. Interlace the fingers, bring the elbows in. Point, reach the hands down to the floor. And then try to move that hands away from the bump. Still, the hands are going down towards the floor. Release the belly and the jaw and the forehead. Take a smile. And relax that out. Shake it. I'm gonna bring one shoulder up to the ear and then the other one. So just simple. Toot, toot, toot. Okay. We're going to come down onto hands and knees. So get a blanket for underneath your knees. We're actually going to be on our forearms, but forearms or hands and knees is going to be up to you, whatever your preference. So I'm putting something under my knees. The knees are underneath the hips and they're about hip width distance apart. So what I'm doing is I'm first going to go into a forearm stretch actually. So let's come down onto our forearms, onto our elbows. The palms are facing up. So, and my elbows are about hip width distance, shoulder width distance apart. And the idea is we're starting from the elbows. Make sure you keep your ribs in. So I don't want the back arch. Keep the ribs in nice and flat. And what I'm trying to do is I'm pushing from the elbows. I'm trying to push my forearms down into the mat. So like I said, don't tense up. You're just gently pushing into the mat. Your wrists are going down. The hands are going down. You're even trying to get the back of every single finger down to the mat. Don't worry if it doesn't go right away. Woo. And even your thumbs, pull them out to the sides and try to reach them down. Woo. Take a breath. Oh, relax. Oh, and come out of that. Oh my goodness. So little child's pose here. Staying onto the forearms. I'm going to start with, so the palms now are face down onto the ground. The forearms are a little ahead of my shoulders actually. And all we're doing here is I'm just moving my hips. So again, make sure that your ribs are nice and flat to your belly. There's no big arch in your lower back. And all I'm doing is I'm getting some movement now in the hips, but mostly through the shoulders. So tuck the chin. Now relax everything. Relax your face, your jaw. So come back if it's a little bit too much, okay? And this is not a big movement. You see how much I am moving here? Oh, not very much, but it's a lot of work. And then I'm coming forward a little bit, giving myself, taking a breath, giving myself a little rest. Now I'm going to open the arms a little wider, and as I do that, so just opening the arms a little wider, and it's going to be different for everybody. And again, I'm just going to bring my heels down towards, or my bum down towards my heels. Woo! Taking a breath. Don't clench anywhere. Come back, and then try it again one more time. Whoa. Oh, and then come back. I'm just going to push up onto my hands. I'm going to bring my heels together, my toes together. I'm going to let the back arch down a little bit. And I'm going to push up onto my heels. So I'm just noticing that somebody is trying to join in. Sit there on your heels, stretch your feet, spread the toes. Camelia, I changed the time to 9 o'clock. So we're just getting to the last 20 minutes. But as soon as this is done, I can send you a recording if you want to start from the beginning. So we were just toes, knees together. This is where we were. And then toes together, heels together. Let the back come down into a little bit of an arch as you walk your hands back to sit on your heels. Spread the toes. If this is too much for you, please take some weight off by just coming forward a little bit. Oh, you guys have already been here for a little while, so I'm just gonna rock back and forth a little bit, give my feet a nice little massage. And we're coming down now onto our backs. So I would recommend for most people to have something under their heads, whether it's a cushion or your pillow or your blanket wrapped up. I'm making so many stories. Oh, my language today. Okay. A blanket folded or a pillow. Okay. We are coming down. I am going to use a strap maybe. If you have something, you will use it. If not, you can probably get by without having one. So I'm going to come down onto my bum first. And I'm going to relax into my arms. I'm going to push myself out of my shoulders. So I'm not collapsing into my shoulders. And at first, I'm just going to sway my legs back and forth. So I'm basically just windshield wipering my legs back and forth. I'm just kind of moving on my heels. So just back and forth. Relax the belly. Relax the face. Okay, so different ways to come down. If you just want to come down onto your forearms and then on the backs of the arms and bring the head down. Or we can do our little kind of boat pose where the feet are hip width distance apart. They're down onto the ground. We don't want them to come up. And we're going to curl our way down. So I'm holding my knees. I'm not using it I'm just using my knees for support. And then I'm just going to tuck we're going to roll down. So you begin by tucking the pelvis under. And I like keeping my chin tucked to protect my neck. And I'm just trying to roll down as slow as I can. This is not going to be available to everybody, guys. It takes a while. And so just please just come down. If you're not used to doing these, just come down onto your back. Taking a minute here to reach out through your heels. You can extend the arms above your head or wide with the palms facing up. Notice any places of tension. Come back to that easy breath. Let the breath come up, feeling the ribs expand 360. There is a little bit of movement in the ribs. On the inhale and exhale. So what we're going to do is I want you to bend your knees. Like I said, something comfortable underneath the head. Feel all of your ribs touching the floor. So your back of your ribs are touching the floor. And I want you to bring one leg up so that it's like in a 90-degree angle. I'm going to start with this leg so that I'm starting with my left leg so you can get a better view. So what I'm going to start with, and this, I really want you to focus on relaxing the abs and letting the abs engage on their own, okay? So I'm going to bring the knee in towards my chest, and I'm going to put my hand on my knee, and I'm going to push the knee out, but the knee is resisting the hand pushing it, okay? So I'm pushing the knee out. So let the knee come back in, okay? And then it's like I'm pushing the knee away from me, but the leg is resisting. And just notice, okay? Release it and do it again. So the trick is when we're doing this, your abdomen is going to engage, but we don't want to engage it for the push. We want to be pushing it and just see if you can let the belly do work on its own, okay? So again, the knee comes in, my hand is here, I'm gonna push the knee forward, but the knee is kind of resisting a little bit. And even put your other hand onto your abs to see if you maybe you feel the transverse abdominis doing some work, like the lower abdominal muscles. So keep doing that. That one leg. And now move with the breath, okay? So inhale, and then exhale on the push. So inhale, exhale, push. Relax the belly, inhale, exhale, push. Relax, push, and exhale, and put that leg down, and let's go over to the other leg. So again, whole idea here is letting the abdomen react to the movement, okay? So let the belly relax, take an inhale in, and then exhale, push the knee, but the knee is like it's pushing back against the hand, okay? So it's resisting the hand. Put your hands down around your lower belly, you should feel it engage. I'm gonna do a couple more of those. So really, you may have to come back and notice if you're holding any tension anywhere, let it go, come back to the breath. And then exhale. And notice, because what I just noticed is that before I even start to push, my abs turned on. That's not what we want. So you want your abs to respond. Okay, last one of those. Oh, I like to take my feet out to each side of my mat and let the knees come in and collapse towards each other. So getting a lot of work in the quads too. Come back to your breath. Let the legs relax. And so now I'm going to bring the knees back. So we're coming back into that Same position. Lift the leg. So I'm starting with the left again, okay? And now making sure that the ribs are touching the ground. And this time it's going to be the opposite. So the leg is going to push the hand. So you're going to resist with the hand. Again, relax the abs, see how they respond, okay? So push. And now release. You may get a little bit of a cramp, just if you do, because I just did. Then just don't push as hard, okay? So again, relax the belly, take an inhale in. Exhale, push towards the hand. And release. So move with your own breath. And you're not trying to get the leg in as far as you can to the chest, okay? I still have a small arch under my lower back. My back is not completely flat to the floor. Keep that up. Remember, let the belly do work on its own. A lot of work in the quads here. The last one. And relax the leg. Give it a little rub if you want. Give the hip a rub. And now we're going to pick up the other leg. Same thing. So you're pushing against the hand. And let the leg come out. You could do both ways, like push in and then push out both ways. But I think for now, because it is quite tiring, we'll just stick to resist with the hand as the knee push comes in towards your chest, and gently let it out again. Move through with ease. And we'll just do one more of those here. And release. Whew. Again, bring the feet out to each side of the mat and let the knees come in and relax towards each other. Okay. So bring the feet underneath the hips again, or hip width distance apart again. We're going to go into a little bridge, okay? So don't worry if you can't push yourself way up into this really high bridge. That's not the point. So again, we really want the abs to respond to our movement, okay? So it's going to be really important here. So sometimes you might want to roll the shoulders behind so that the shoulder blades feel nice and flat on the floor. So I'm going to put my hands down by the sides, palms facing down, and really push into the feet. Well, what I mean is you're pushing down through the feet. You're not tensing anything to push down. Feet are grounded down. You're going to get this feeling like, you're going to pull your heels towards your bum as you come up. So this is a bridge, but please don't do it yet. Just probably watch or listen. So I really want to keep this connection between the ribs and the hip, okay? So when I come up, it's more of a hip extension. So I'm not coming up and using my back to come up like this. I'm basically keeping the connection with the ribs and the hips. I'm going to come up by pulling the feet, like I'm pulling them towards my bum. So you feel right away that your glutes engage, your bum engages, pulling that. I'm not tensing anywhere. I still want to breathe. And I'm just going to come up by even thinking like if you have creases in your pants, you just want to uncrease the pants. And you want to keep that connection here. So between the ribs and the hips, coming down together. There's even a connection there, the hips, the ribs, the shoulders. So feet down, like you're pulling the feet towards your bum. Relax though, relax the abs. Don't go clenching the abs in. You want to completely relax the belly. Let the back, the lower back, disengage. And you're coming up. You may come up a little further. It's like you're pulling your feet towards your hips. And then come down. So everything coming down, hips, ribs, Not losing that connection. We'll do it again. Pushing down. Do not, when I push down or push in with my heels, I'm not clenching up around the belly. It's so gentle. I just feel a slight engagement. The belly is still completely relaxed. The power is in the glutes here, okay? And now come down again. And take a breath. Exhale, keep that connection with the hips and the ribs. Come up. Glutes are engaged. You're pulling the feet, the heels towards your bum. You can stay up here and breathe. Glutes, power is in the glutes. My belly is relaxed. Breathe. And now keeping that connection to come down and come down nice and slow. Take a breath. Or 2 or 3, however many you need. And we're going to do one more and hold it. So we're going to take an inhale first. Exhale, pulling the heels towards the bum, feeling the glutes engage. Release the face, the jaw, the abs. They're engaging, they're doing stuff. But I want them to respond to the movement. Holding yourself up here if it's available to you. If not, please come all the way down again. Still keeping that feeling like you're pulling the heels towards the glutes. And very slowly keeping the connection between the hips and the ribs. Coming down. So the movement is more about hip extension here to come up, okay? And we're just going to release that. So if you want to bring your windshield wiper, your legs from side to side, go ahead. I'm going to extend my arms and bring my knees up to my hands. And I'm just going to rock back and forth on my sacrum, so that flat part of your lower back. I'm going to do circles. And so what I'm going to do now, if you have, I'm not even going to bother use the strap actually because we're running out of time. But if you do have a flat cushion or use your blanket, you can slip something underneath your hips. You don't have to, only don't go running getting up now to look for something, and you don't have to do that. But I am just going to get you to bring your legs up in the air, and it's quite comfortable when you have something underneath your hips because it's just more comfortable and easier to have your legs up in the air. So that's basically all we're going to do. Bring the legs up in the air. If you have something under you, you want to be all in your lower back, so you might want to be nice and secure and enjoy just putting your legs up in the air. Try to reach your heels up to the ceiling, maybe not, point your toes. And so my legs are up straight, mostly because I have something under my hips. So it wouldn't be as easy for me to be here without something under my hips. So if you don't have anything under your hips and your legs don't come right up to the ceiling, don't worry about that. This is just for enjoyment. Again, release the belly. I'm just taking, like bending in the knees here. You can grab your ankles like a happy baby, but I don't like having the legs up here and pulling down. I just like to grab my ankles, bend my knees. You can even rock a little bit from side to side, just a little shimmy, I should say. do whatever you want here, guys. If you feel like having your legs up in the air and taking them nice and wide, please, if you do that, don't let the legs just flop and hang, okay? I like to just give them a little support by holding them, not letting my legs go a little bit wider than this, but I don't want to do that, okay? Because then I'm just hanging out in the ligaments. Maybe you can scissor the legs back and forth. But all this time, I want to be very aware if I'm holding any tension anywhere. So we are moving into Shavasana very soon. So start to slow down. So what I'm doing here is I'm just bringing my knees together and my leg and my feet are coming out to the sides, and then putting my feet together and my knees come out to the sides. So it feels really nice in the hips. Okay, so any last movement that you feel your body needs, do it now, whether it's stretching the arms and stretching the heels out. If you have something under your hips, you remove it and get all cozy for Shavasana, okay? So I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna roll over to my side, use my arm to come up, but otherwise, for everybody else, I mean, stay laying down. Give yourself these few moments to maybe ground yourself for the day, for the week. Maybe even take this time to think about a change maybe that you want to make. I know for me this morning or last night, I made a commitment to changing my morning ritual. So every morning now, I'm starting my day with my breakfast and then a walk. So maybe something like that, something that's going to energize you, maybe like an exciting change you want to make. So anyways, let's lay down, close your eyes. I'm going to change the music. Still not sure how the music thing is going for everybody. So bear with me. So there's still people coming into class. Class is just ending. There may have been confusion because it was always 9:30 and I changed it to 9. But I will be sending out the recording to everybody right after this, okay? So everybody's laying down with your eyes closed. Take a breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Sighing it out. Breath in, breath out. Maybe giving your belly a little massage and rub. Thanking yourself for showing up this morning. Letting your whole body now release and relax into the earth. Imagine the sunshine, the air nice and crisp. Breathing in energy, health, connection, and love. Releasing fear, anxiety, stress, and tension. allowing your body to become softer. Allowing the mind to calm, to rest, to take the back seat. Taking your hand to your heart. And as though you can unzipper your way to a closer connection to your heart, to your true self, to that amazing person you are. Feeling confident, deserving, healthy, committed, and relaxed. Your whole body sinking into the floor, letting go of any inhibitions. The neck, the jaw, third eye, your shoulders, your arms, your elbows, your forearms, your wrists, your hands, your fingers. You're still alive, you're still awake. You're just relaxed and aware. The whole back body is heavy. There's no resistance. Your glutes, your hips, your thighs, everything has let go. Your knees, your calves and your shins, your ankles, your heels, your feet and your toes. Everything has become still but alive. Taking some deep breaths here. Feeling love and connection even though we have to be physically apart. Sending love and gratitude out to everybody who's joining in here this morning. Please enjoy your day and your week. And remember to always reach out through any difficult times as we all go through this together.